So hi, here we are again, and we're going to be talking a little bit about stress management, but I want to give you an idea of what I was talking about before, utilizing the breathing. Remember the BEAT technique? B-E-A-T, breathing. E is for eat, and mostly you want to be eating protein every 2 to 3 hours. A is for assess. Are you really in danger here? Or is it all a mind-created danger or feeling of anxiety? And then T is take action. Take action can be as simple as moving your body around, walking into another room, changing your body position if you happen to sit, or what works actually a lot more effectively is tapping. You can begin tapping here on what's called the karate chop. I don't know if you can see this. Here, I'll hold it up. Oh, look over here. Okay, the karate chop. All right. And even though I'm really scared about what's going on right now, or I'm feeling really anxious, I completely love and accept myself. Now, if you want a complete explanation of tapping and how it works, and it's extremely effective, we use it all the time in our clinic for anxiety cases, for chronic pain, all kinds of conditions that tend to hang on a long time or get us into trouble. So anyway, you can go to tappingwithterry.com, and that, of course, is my wife Terry May's website. She is the tapping expert, and you can learn how to use tapping. You can learn all about tapping there. So I highly recommend you do that. But going back to the BEAT process, and I cannot emphasize this enough. Now, we have just returned from visiting my son and daughter-in-law, our son and daughter-in-law, in Oregon, in Roseburg, Oregon, and we drove there on Thanksgiving Day. And let me tell you, it turned into Thanksgiving night. We had Thanksgiving the next day with them. However, there was a rainstorm like I have not seen in a long, long time, coming up to Mount Shasta, coming up to the little town of Mount Shasta, and then Redding, and going through there and then through Ashland, where the roads are, even though it is a freeway, I-5, it is twisting and turning and going down and going up, and truck traffic, and there was so much water on the road. We were hitting pools of water on the freeway, and Terry was driving. And she was cool. Let me tell you, she did awesome. Why does she do awesome? Well, because of the BEAT technique. We have been doing our breathing prior to the trip. Belly breathing, remember how to do that, okay? And then when we're driving, although it's a little more difficult to get a full breath of air because it's hard to extend the belly when you have a lap belt on, you can still do it if you kind of sit up in your car seat. Breathe in deep into the belly, hold it for about a count of 4, and release that air a little more slowly. So she was doing that. She was breathing. She wasn't holding her breath. And she is driving through these mountain roads with a torrential rain coming down and heavy truck traffic and other traffic going around us, and it was intense, let me tell you. And it lasted. It went on and on and on. Now, fortunately, we both have a lot of experience in driving in snowstorms because we used to live in Truckee, California a lot, and we would come down to the valley frequently. So that's one thing, but rainstorms are a whole different thing. The road can be have perfect traction, then all of a sudden you hit this sheet of water, and you can hydroplane if your tires aren't right, if you hit it too hard, too fast, at the wrong angle. So it's a very treacherous situation. So Terry had been breathing, and she was alert, and she was on for the drive. I was there basically shutting up, not giving her any backseat driver's advice because she was doing great. Well, occasionally would come out, husbands and wives who can't help it, right? But it was amazing. And of course, the second part, the B, and that is the breathing, and the second part, E, is eating protein. And we had eaten protein before we left on our trip, and we had stopped about halfway there, and we had protein as well. We'd had an early dinner, and so we had that part of us going. She knew she had the road ahead. She was focusing on the road ahead. She was also focusing on her intent to make it there safely. And I didn't get into intent before, but if you have a project or you have something you have to get through and you don't want to become too anxious. It could be speaking on stage. Just get through it. Put your intent to the end result you want. Perhaps, like using the example of speaking on stage, see the audience clapping and perhaps even a standing ovation when you're done, and focus on that, and do, of course, your breathing and eating your protein. And your assessment is most of the anxiety is right here, or in our minds somewhere, and taking action, moving around. Well, it's hard to take action when you're driving through a snowstorm, but let me tell you, I was doing a little tapping in a few places because it was pretty hairy, and even the trucks were slowing down to like 30 miles an hour, so you know how intense that can be just from the weather alone. So anyway, I hope that helps you, and until next time, and we'll give you some more tips about stress management, how to manage that anxiety and stress on a day-to-day basis. But remember the beat process. Breathe, deep belly breathe. You want to do that at least twice a day for 10 minutes each time. More if you can. Eat protein every 2 to 3 hours. Assess what's going on. What is the danger? Is it all something that you've manufactured, or your mind's manufactured, or in your thoughts and feelings as a result of that? And then take action. Taking action is very important. So beat stress and anxiety. Manage stress and anxiety. Until next time, thanks.